Welcome to the Voice of the Customer technical setup instruction video. This accelerator showcases the capabilities within Discovery, and it adds a dashboard view to a existing Discovery instance and showcase how the query language, very powerful query language, can be used to get some insights into this data. The source code for the accelerator can be obtained from IBM GitHub, Watson Solution Labs Voice of the Customer app, and once the code is downloaded onto your local machine, you can open it up into a text editor, for example, Atom. That's what I use here. You then go into Bluemix, where you would create a Node.js Cloud Foundry application, and once the application is created, the accelerator requires two services to be binded, a Cloudant instance and a Discovery instance. We were doing some experimentation with conversation, but it's not required for the accelerator. And then we have an availability monitor on our application running for demonstration purposes. Once you've created the application and you've created these services and the services are binded, you can use existing services both for Discovery and for Cloudant. Then you would go to your text editor, and there's two files that needs to be updated. The first is the VCAP local, so you won't have this VCAP local file, but you will have a VCAP local example file. So you rename or you copy VCAP local example to VCAP local. And in this file are two pieces of information, your Cloudant VCAP credentials as well as your Discovery. You can obtain those from here, from the view credentials. You just copy the internal JSON object here, that level, and you paste that into this file. You then go back and you go into the management console of Discovery, and you create a new collection that would contain the content for this particular accelerator. And once you've done that, you can rename the envvars file to envvars.json, or sorry, the envvars example file you can rename to envvars. And you need to update the three pieces of information here at the bottom: your environment ID, your collection ID, and your configuration ID. Just take note, there is some detailed instructions in the README file how to set up a WKS version 2.0 instance and load the entities and type system into the WKS instance and train that, and then create a Discovery configuration that points to your WKS instance. This is very important because this whole accelerator is around product sentiment and product perception, and this particular WKS model is trained and set up to annotate products. So this is a very important step. If you don't do that, then the charts on the accelerator dashboard will not display the right information, as there won't be any entity types that's annotated with products. So once you've set up Discovery and you've set up these three values, and you've set up WKS and you've set up the configuration, you can now go into a command line environment and run your .install file, either sh or bat, and this will install all the dependencies for you. This is required As for the next step, you would do a gulp build, which would compile the code and prepare it for Bluemix. You'll see that it would create this dist folder for distribute, and inside that it will be 3 subfolders: client, common, and server. If all 3 of those folders aren't there, then something went wrong, and you should reach out to us to maybe support you in setting this up. If those 3 files are there, and you've got your env vars and you've got your vcap local set up, you can do a cf push to Bluemix. Once the application is deployed to Bluemix, you still don't have any content in Cloudant or in Discovery. So the accelerator provides you with the means to load the content, but you can also use the data crawler that comes with Discovery to do the crawling if you'd like. What we've done is make it 2 incremental steps. The first being load the content from your local machine into Cloudant, and then secondly loading the content from Cloudant into Discovery. That way we can keep track of what content's been loaded and what's not, and the job can be restarted if necessary. So we provided you with a set of sample data that we've obtained, and this is not suitable for the data crawler. This is only suitable for our utility. You'll see it's a JSON object, but it has an array. So we use a bulk upload to load these files into Cloudant, but for the data crawler you would need to break this up manually and then only crawl the content. Okay, so the first step would be to go into command line, and we provided with you with a client interface, and you can access that with this. This is all documented in the README, and you point this CLI utility to your application on Bluemix that you've deployed, and you provide it with the credentials, and you can then run a number of things on this. You can upload the content to Cloudant. So what it would do, it would ask you where is the config and the JSON documents, and you provide it with this path, the accelerator data path, and then it would load the content into Cloudant. You can then look at what is loaded, the counts of what is loaded into Cloudant. So if you run that, you can see it says in Discovery. Oops, I see there's an error. We'll fix that. Not in Discovery and in Discovery. For this particular instance of us, you can also look at what is in your collection in Discovery. So that might take a little bit longer, but it accesses Discovery and says, oh, I have 7,700 documents already loaded into Discovery. So, but the first step would be to upload the content into Cloudant. Once that is done, that takes a few seconds. You can load the content that's in Cloudant into Discovery. Now, for the 1,000 documents, this might take up to a half an hour to complete. And then you can do, while this job is running, you can do a view collection to see what is the status of your job. You will see the available count increasing, and eventually I think we'll have 3 failures with the loading, but there should be around 1,000 documents loaded into Cloudant. Okay, so when you're done there, you can exit the utility, and now you can go into your Voice of the Customer application, and all the content should be available. And it displays the graphs for you, and it should look pretty much similar to this. Check out the README. The README has much more information than what I can provide in the few minutes of this technical video, but that is the overview. Thank you.